All right, happy Easter Sunday. I had a bad experience at my job. I'm a private tutor at a tutoring center. I had a bad experience that gave me some insight on the mentality of people here in the United States and how that relates to how we're dealing with the pandemic, with the social unrest, with a lot of current events that are going on. So I work at a tutoring center, and my main specialties is obviously math, computer science. But recently, one of my coworkers had an emergency, and my manager asked if I would tutor somebody in biology. I think he was a 10th grader in biology. That's completely outside of my area. I don't it's been a long time since I've done that stuff. It's really not in my area, but he couldn't find any other alternatives, and I took it. Now here's the funny thing. I felt so badly after I had 2 sessions with this kid, and I felt completely clueless. During the session, I had to look things up, and I thought for sure I had lost my job altogether. I was embarrassing. But my coworker had family emergencies. He couldn't do it. I thought, okay, at least that was better than nothing. So the following week, I was talking to my manager. I was totally expecting some criticism and saying that, I did the best that I could, given the circumstances. I'll let you pause the video to think what happened. He actually liked it. And the kids that I was tutoring in math and computer science actually complained. And I thought about it, and I think I know why. You see, when I was tutoring the kid in biology, I actually had to struggle and had to work hard. When I'm tutoring kids in math, computer science, I'm reading a bedtime story. Now, this would not be a problem if we were going to the tutoring center. The problem is that all of this is happening over Zoom, and the parents can kind of peek at it. And when I'm tutoring math and computer science, it's easy for parents to look at the screen and think, oh my God, what are you doing? Are you watching a bedtime story, right? When I was tutoring the biology, I actually had to work hard. And it made me reflect on just what people are looking for when they send their kids to tutoring, right? A lot of times, especially here in the United States, a lot of times they aren't looking for an education. They're looking for some kind of feel-good kind of outcome, right? And it just goes to show a lot of our COVID-19 precautions are all feel-good outcomes, right? We like to do things that are easy to do, right? Wash our hands, social distance, put on a mask. Those things don't require a lot of IQ or EQ to do. But actually doing something like if you're obese, to do something about that. If you have other health conditions, you might have to change your diet, your lifestyle. You might have to come out here and walk instead of spending all day in front of Zoom, right? That actually requires you to do something, and the results are not immediate, right? When you wash your hands, you can feel like you've already done something, right? It might take 100 walks or even a year or 2 years to walking here to get any sort of outcome out of it. It takes some thought in order to go on a 16-hour fast, and obviously 16 hours is a lot longer than it takes to wash your hands, right, or to put on a mask. And one fasting session probably doesn't have much of a measurable. It might have a measurable effect, but you get the idea, right? We love to feel instant gratification from what we do, right? And the other problem is that we sense that people are only working when something happens to them, right? They have to work hard. They have to strain to teach, right, biology. Or taken to the more extreme level, people have to get hurt on the job. When we go back to the center, if you catch COVID-19, oh my God, you're working really hard, right? People have to get something wrong in order to work harder. We love to hate people who make a living doing what they love to do. Right? We really hate those people for whatever reason, right? Another problem is that people think that if you win, I lose, right? So even before COVID-19, I had to pay attention to people who eat finger foods because I have allergies. I have eczema. I would get on a plane or a train, or I would sit next to somebody and I would ask them to please keep their food neat. I react badly to that. And people get very defensive about that. Even if they were very neat to begin with, they still get defensive about that. It boils down to the mentality, if you win, I'm losing something, right? What's in it for me, right? It really boils, sometimes people literally have that kind of attitude. And so when we first went into lockdown and I heard that we needed to social distance, don't travel during this time, and I'm thinking, good luck getting anybody to listen to that. Most people the average American is going to think, what's in it for me, right? If I don't travel, are you gonna buy me a vacation next year, right? A lot of Americans have that kind of mentality, right? Just like the finger foods issue, and very dangerous concept to have. Anyways, just a little insight from a tutoring session. I wasn't surprised, actually, now that I think back on it. I'll have to think about how I can make people perceive that I'm working hard, even though I'm just working smart, right? That's a big problem for me. What I really love, when we do go back to the center, I have to put on a mask, right? And I think that will help a little bit. People won't see that I have this big smile on my face. Sometimes, ever since last week at least, now I remind myself that I can always, even when I'm working smart, I can always add work hard on top of that, right? At least the perception of that, right? And go a little bit above and beyond, even when I'm teaching something I'm really familiar with. Anyway, life is not a zero-sum game, right? Somebody else winning, you could also win from that, right? In fact, you should, right? Thanks for watching.